Hi. So, welcome to yet another edition of Tech News this week. The main news I'd probably go with Trump. He's always the newsmaker. So, U.S. President Donald Trump has signed two executive orders that have banned U.S. transactions with two Chinese entities. One is ByteDance's TikTok, and the other is Tencent's WeChat. He has given them 45 days, or that is till September 20. So basically, it means that it's an ultimatum which says get out or sell out. So if they want to sell, well, already Microsoft is in talks. So initially, Microsoft was thinking of taking its North America, Australia, New Zealand operations. But now it has got a bit more curiouser, and Microsoft may buy TikTok in its entirety. In fact, right now we don't know the details, but some people are saying ByteDance is quoting a very high price. So, but either way, if Microsoft and ByteDance come to a deal within the next, say, 40-45 days, either North America TikTok will go to Microsoft, or you never know, the global operations could go to. If the global operations go to Microsoft, then, well, that's very good news for the Indian TikTokers who have made a career out of TikTok. For them, life will go on as usual, and TikTok will be TikTok. But the only difference will be, instead of the owner being ByteDance, which is from China, it will be Microsoft from America. So these are exciting times ahead. Sorry. So, and the other company which was banned is WeChat. Now, WeChat was, in the background, but with TikTok, that has also come to the forefront. An interesting part is that WeChat is into messaging, social media, and mobile payments. And many top US firms use it for these mobile payments and promotions. So it's going to be problematic for them also. So, and plus, as I said, data continues to be a big issue. So the NSA has declared that phone location data is a risk, and it's asked their military and intelligence to turn off location. But then how will military and intelligence people, they are like human beings like you and me, how will they hail an Uber? How will they order, retail stuff and food online? It remains to be seen. But the war is hotting up, and YouTube has also banned thousands of accounts. In fact, ByteDance, this Huawei, TikTok, WeChat is a very small part of the whole issue. So, for example, this is part of a clean network. Trump has announced something called a clean network for America. So, there are 5 pillars of this clean network. One is clean carrier, one is clean store, one is clean apps, one is clean cloud, and one is clean cable. So you can imagine how much Trump is going to clean up. It's just not Huawei. It's just not TikTok and WeChat. It is these 5 pillars of the clean network. So we have no idea where this is going to end, but it looks like Trump has just begun. And as I said, this was something which India started, and it probably will be carried forward by America with a greater vengeance in the days to come. Because as I said, elections are in November. So we still have a long way away, and Trump is in any case US president till January. Interestingly, today Zoom founder Eric Yuan gave an interview where he declared, we already knew it, but US, India, and Japan are the 3 biggest markets of Zoom. Now that's all interesting because a lot of people see Zoom as a Chinese company, and their biggest markets are against 3 countries which probably are the most against Chinese apps right now. So the second story continues to be online education. Online education is going to be very big. As in a few episodes back, we had discussed that Google is going to invest $10 billion over the next few years. It has already begun. Google has announced that it has a tie-up with the Maharashtra government, and millions of students in Maharashtra will now have access to their educational offerings. In fact, 1.5 lakh teachers signed up in the very first 48 hours. And of course, continuing with online education, Byju's has acquired edtech startup White Hat Junior for a whopping $300 million. Now, there are 2 things to this. One is White Hat Junior is into coding for children, and they have been very successful in coding for children. And second is the new education policy has been announced. Now, this new education policies talks of the what do you call coding from sixth standard onwards. So this Whitehead Junior is going to fit very well with Byju's K-12 program. In fact, I think offline colleges are already struggling. So, in this great financial crisis, how many will survive? And also, all of them have already started getting onto the online bandwagon. In fact, Stanford University recently sacked 200 people. That's not something you hear from an Ivy Plus college, right? And in fact, this is just one of the many industries. We don't like discussing it because it's really bad news. But if you look at education, airlines, cinema, sports, real estate, tourism, hospitality, and even print media, it's going to undergo a great change. And sadly, a lot of companies are not going to survive. So anyway, here's hoping that the corona crisis ends and all of them upgrade themselves. Now, another interesting news was there is something called a future brand index, which lists the top brands every 2 years. So this year, Reliance has debuted straight at the number 2 position, ahead of Microsoft, Google, and Samsung. Apple continues to be number 1. Now, interestingly, if you see these lists, any of these lists, whether it's Forbes list or this brands list, futures list, they're dominated by technology, by energy, and by retail giants. Technology, obviously, the FANG companies, energy, Chevron, Exxon, and retail like Walmart. And interestingly, now Reliance is in all three. Reliance is an energy company, Reliance is a tech company, thanks to Jio, and Reliance is also a retail company, and it may even supersize itself further. But then why should Jio have all the fun? Airtel and Amazon Web Services have also gone in for a tie-up. So that also remains to be seen. It is doubtful that Vodafone and BSNL will be able to give a fight to Jio, but Airtel is the only player which can. And let's see how many tie-ups it can muster, and probably we are expecting a big battle and 5G and all once this corona crisis ends. Then in other news, if you see, like ever since the COVID crisis broke out, hackers have been very active. There have been a lot of ransomware attacks, cybersecurity attacks. They have reached record levels. That is the thing. Whenever there's any crisis, whenever there's any special occasion, there's any special occasion, then the hackers like up their game. So recently, the UK government announced that Russian hackers are targeting coronavirus vaccine development. So that is also nothing new. So then you have in other small news, Hotstar, Disney, and Amazon Prime supported Hindi, but now Netflix will also go in for that. So another thing is Uber Eats. The Q2 results are out, and Uber Eats has overtaken the cab share as its service. Now, who would have seen that coming 1 year back? Right. So, and in another interesting news, in the Twitter hack case, the main accused is a teenager. And while his online bond proceedings were going on, they were hacked with rap music and porn. It is probably a sign of the times that we live in. So I think somebody has just sent a question which says economic disparity in India and coding. How much it might help in going online for Indian market scenarios? Actually, I think, I don't think you can talk of economic disparity and all, because as I was talking of the White Hat Junior scenario, coding has proved to be very popular. And I had an interview with their founder, Karan Bajaj, and he told that coding has been taken by people in cities, even in B towns. And children have been shown to really pick up coding. So I think this is a big move, and coding. If the children learn the coding, it will help the children. It will help their development. When they grow up, it will help them cope in a new technology world that they're living in, and even it will help our Indian market. It will help India become a tech superpower. So on that note, I'll end the tech news this week. See you again next week.